We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
All right, we're back.
Yes.
Happy Easter Monday to you.
Same to you. Did you eat chicken or fish? Or you killed that goat you told me you killed?
It's a matter of national security, so I'm not going to disclose that.
Good morning, Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. This is Adu and the Guru. My apology for coming on late. Oh my God, quite some minutes behind schedule. First of all, that's the first apology that I'm coming here late. We'll try to take some precaution against COVID. We must respect COVID-19 protocols. So that's what I did. Another apology, and this one is much bigger than the first one, is that my well-advertised guest for today, Hadiza Bala Usman, the managing director of the Nigeria Ports Authority, is no more coming. It is not deliberate. It is not that she wanted to escape. No. She's caught up somewhere in the north. She thought she could make a return journey yesterday. At 10 o'clock last night when we spoke, she's still far in the north, where there will be no early plane to take her off to Lagos. So she will definitely appear again. We have to reschedule that. And I will let you know when that will be. Maybe today or tomorrow, I will let you know. So that's an apology. I hope my apology is accepted. Then let me pick it this way. Yinka Odumaki died after 56 years of establishing his authority over matters that matters in Nigeria. Yinka Odumaki is somebody that every one of us, I call him a colleague, because in keeping facts available as common property of the Nigerian people, he was first among equal. But then, that's the way of mortals. We come, we consult, we go. Some will depart earlier, some depart late, some never even make it to the platform of display. So to Yinka Odumaki, I would say good night. Then another thing I will bring it to our attention before we move into the things that actually happened was an event happened in Festac Town last week, Thursday, which I believe was 1st of April. Very, very bizarre, very, very unprofessional, very, very uncalled for. If we have 2 or 3 of what happened in Festac around police stations in Nigeria, I think another protest might come up, which we don't really encourage. But then, 2 applicants were at the office of immigration, the Nigerian Immigration Services. The Nigerian Immigration Services office is situated at A close of 3rd Avenue of Festac Town. Very 2 mighty buildings there have been acquired. I spoke last week when I was congratulating the Controller General now, the Deputy DCI, Deputy Controller General, Controller of Immigrations, that the place had been put very well. 2 applicants were there. 2 applicants seeking for passports. Then something happened. While they went outside the buildings of immigration services, I think to do 1 or 2 things, they clash. Somebody even made the remark that if this man has this authority to be here, then his passport should have, everything about him should have been captured the way it was done for President Muhammadu Buhari and Yemi Osinbajo. When the immigration officers thought the matter had died down, the one that was boasting went out, and in less than 5 minutes, he returned with a policeman branding gun. And the policeman insisted that he was sent to come and pick the one who insulted this big man. That's the way he put it. The immigration officers that normally you have the immigration police section that normally guide their premises now told him, okay, if you want to go inside to make an arrest, the rule, there are procedures of operation. The procedures is that you will will discharge your magazine. Of course, you know it. You keep it for safety. You sign for it, and we signed. Then you can only go in with the gun, with that magazine. Oh, he said no. And he now threatened that any one of them that attempt to stop him, using his language I was told to use, I will blast your head off. At this point, the immigration officers, the police unit, now knew they had a very, very big task on them. Of course, within moments, first of all, they called the DCI, who heads the department, who was in a meeting in Ikeja, that, madam, you have to come back or something bigger than expected had happened here. And eventually, the immigration officer proved to be more trained than the policeman who wanted to blast people's heads. He was disarmed of his gun. And before the madam arrived, the policeman, the man who went to call him, were already in the cell of the immigration. They have cell, of course, officially. They are paramilitary. So when the madam arrived, the madam established a contact with her boss, the Controller General in Abuja, who established a contact with the Inspector General Police. The Inspector General Police established a contact with Kopo Lagos, that is Odumosu, the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State. And within hours, the matter, then eventually, it was now reported that the policeman that came that the man that went to call him did not even incident the case. Let me use police language, incident the case, meaning no report was made, no complaint was made. He went somewhere and picked this one, and I think as of Friday, I wouldn't know Saturday, Sunday. As of Friday, the one who invited the policeman, they were cooling down in the police cell. The matter, we shall report details to you because I had established a contact with Corporal Odumosu, the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, and his PRO will talk to me later. That is for that. We have to rush this thing because we are really operating behind schedule. But I can assure you, like Palos will say sometimes, that we are departed behind schedule, but I will make up for the time. Now, Periscope. 100 years ago in history, exactly on April 3rd and 4th, 1921, which was exactly 100 years ago, this is April, the Commonwealth of Australia released the result of its conducted census, and the results showed that 5.4 million Australians were in existence then. Of course, the number would have grew, if not double or triple by now. But that was event that happened 100 years ago. Australia census was released. I think it was the first major one conducted. It gave the population of Australians then, 100 years ago, at 5.4 million. All right.
That must be historical perspective, not Periscope.
Oh, sorry, historical perspective. I do. Because he had not come to say hello to me this morning, that is why I'm not in my right frame of mind to do this.
My apologies.
Yes. Apology accepted. This is historical perspective. Let us see how much we can redeem from our menu.
Okay, on the menu today, we have a couple of stories, 7 in total, apparently. So we're just going to take them in their order of appearance, beg your pardon. Boko Haram claims shooting down of Nigerian Air Force jet. That's courtesy Yahoo News. Also on the menu, Nigerians tired of fasting introduce stimulus. Tinubu tells FG. That's from the Punch newspaper. And 497 Nigerian policemen killed in 6 years, according to report, and that is on the pages of the Premium Times. Also on the menu, ex-governors, senators own 130 Dubai assets. That's from The Nation. Wreckage of missing NAF Alpha Jet 475 found in Bama. The This Day newspaper has that story reported. And Yinka Dumakin's death, I smell a rat, should be investigated. Bangbose was the one speaking, and it's reported on Daily Post newspaper. Last but not least, menu number 7, Easter message. Again, Kuka hits FG, says Nigeria's troubles increasing steadily. The Vanguard reported that story. So those are the menu Oh, that is the menu, and those are the stories we have in them.
Okay. This is our menu for today. Let us see how many of these stories we'll be able to apply properly and go ahead. I had earlier apologized for coming late, and that is why, like I quoted a pilot that will tell passengers that we are taking off late, but I will make up for the time. What he does is to increase speed because there's no other shorter routes. He increased speed, and so what I think I will do is to pick the major ones, spend little time on there, and the minor ones we collapse them. Boko Haram, number one on the menu. Boko Haram claims shooting down of Nigeria Air Force jet. Yahoo News. Last week the plane took off. That is the plane took off for some routine military duties to strengthen those on ground and to see the possibility of relocating or allocating or viewing some instructions that will bring some changes. The plane took off, and within a very short time, it vanished off radar. And whenever I hear that statement that a plane vanishes off radar, maybe because I'm not a pilot, I'm not a professional pilot, or I'm not in that industry, what comes to my mind immediately is plane vanishing off radar. It has crashed somewhere. Because if it is like Malaysia, what's the name of the number of that flight that kept flying, and took a flight above, higher than flight zone. Eventually, the radar picked it or it went off. But on this occasion, the radar, we are talking of Alpha Jet 475. Later, we now got the news now that within 5 minutes of taking off and attain the particular height, we'll come to that when we are dealing with item number 5. But Yahoo broke the news because Boko Haram insurgents, Boko Haram fighters celebrated and took responsibility for gunning the plane down. According to Yahoo News, let me bring a part there. In Boko Haram video, the wreckage of a plane lies bound on the ground. The shared fuselage bearing the phrase NAF 475. That is Nigeria Air Force 475. According to the video, because Boko Haram brought every of their claim on video. And when Yahoo News put it, which of course was not easily acceptable to the Nigerian authority, of course, I don't blame them because they have to establish their fact of exactly what is happening. They can't just rely on Yahoo News and say, yes, that's what happened. A masked fighter, that is Boko Haram fighter, stands atop the wreckage and identifies the plane as jet fighter of Nigeria Air Force 475. That is what the footage showed. Later, in the footage again, in the video footage, a mangled corpse shown in military fatigue, and the Boko Haram fighter was saying, as you can see, this is the pilot of your aircraft, whom you sent to harm this servant of God. The fighter says, he added, this is what God did to him. He fell from the sky, and if you do not repent, this will be your reward, the man said. But let us go ahead and see what actually happened, because our item number 5, tells us that the wreckage had been found very close to Bama. And the wreckage found close to Bama had a body of one, let me pick the name, because the name had been released by the Nigeria Air Force, so it is not that will be taking care of security all through here. Security matters. Because
The name of the pilot?
yes.
Flight Lieutenant.
I'm going there now.
Okay.
I will get there in a moment because I don't want to get the name wrong. But the wreckage of the plane was found around Bama. And Bama happened to be a place that the battle against Boko Haram insurgents have been very, very, very terrible. Terrible over the years. Over the years, it has been terrible. The source said it found with the body of one of the pilots intact. The pilot was Flight Lieutenant Chappelles Ebiakpo. The announcer from the Nigeria Air Force Department said the body of the other pilot, that is Flight Lieutenant
John Abolariwa.
John Abolariwa, is still being searched for, explaining that troops on the ground have been asked to intensify their distance. Now, one major thing we will take away from the report of the Nigeria Air Force is this. The plane took off from Maiduguri Airport, crashed 5 minutes after takeoff at an estimated altitude of 15,000 feet, explaining that at that height, no missiles by Boko Haram could have hit and brought it down. Given what we have seen, the jet could not have been hit by any missile. It must have been caused by a technical fault that would be revealed by ongoing investigation. The black box will soon come out. The recorded voices of the pilot, the co-pilot, 2 of them were there. Will soon reveal everything. But whatever the explanation, because this is an explanation being given by the Nigeria Air Force spokesman, that is Commander Edward Garrett. Whatever happened, we've lost that. We've lost 2 seasoned, trained pilots of the Nigeria Air Force. We've lost that crash. Either within 5 minutes of taking off, it could have gone above Mizarish. One wouldn't know. But that is not even the story. The story is, again, we lost this. In war, you win some, you lose some. That is why in any given war, there are a lot of battles. It is not all the battles you win. As long as we are able to win the war, it compensates for those battles that are lost. For example, the Nigeria-Biafra war, civil war, we had battles of Ore, which was called then Ija-Ore. We have the battles of Abagana, when a whole convoy of Nigerian army was lost with all their equipment. If you leave Ukpo Market Junction, then you are going to Abagana, the corner, that sharp corner to the left. That is where it happened. We had battles of Owerri, to pick Owerri. We had battles of Oro. So, but at the end of the day, Nigeria won. Of course, Gowon said, no winner, no loser, which is a very, very good philosophy. But this particular battle, we lost everything. Because there is not, we could easily replace the plane, but nothing to replace lives of those officers. May their soul rest in perfect peace. Having said that, we must move very, very fast, like as I said, to pick. I think here now I've been able to combine 2 stories together. Let us take a very serious look at another one. Nigeria's tired of fasting. Nigeria tired of fasting. Introduced stimulus. Tinubu tells federal government. The Punch gave us a comprehensive report on this. It was Bola Tinubu's celebration of his 69th birthday. 69th birthday, which he shifted to Kano. It's a very good. It was a very, very good event, And for the first time, Bola Tinubu spoke to authority, spoke to the government. And whatever the case, we should be able to identify one fact here. Whenever Bola Tinubu speaks to the government, I'm talking of government that is being led now by President Muhammadu Buhari, the government that the All Progressive Congress brought to being. The party that brought this government on board was a party formed with forces, over 70% of the forces that formed it belong to Bola Tinubu personally. It was for that reason that he is being called national leader, though it is not documented, even in the APC constitution. But he is respected as a national leader. So anytime he would speak to government, people try to interpret what he's saying. Of course, there will be no way that Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the Asiwaju, would talk to government direct without passing through the two sides of his mouth. Because he will be talking to himself. So, like when his narratives came over the herders, farmers conflict, Bola Tinubu, in the narration that went into almost 6 pages of paper, was neither here nor there. Could that result that he wouldn't know what he was saying? He knew what he should say, but he couldn't say it partly because he would be talking to himself. Either from the header's head, either from the farmer's head, if he abused, he will be abusing himself. That is number one. Number two, this man has ambition, very, very long ambition. And he has been nourishing this ambition for a long time to become president of Nigeria. It was for that reason that he fought, but he failed, to become the vice presidential nominee at the time that Muhammadu Buhari was nominated as presidential candidate for the APC. That was in 2015. Thank God, Buhari was able to step it down on what Elias Koku, a very radiative politician of the 60s to the 70s, his comment that all you are seeing out today is cosmetic widow dressing. He called it political cosmetic widow dressing. That is Elias Ikoku of blessed memory. Buhari was able to knock off Asiwaju Bola Tinubu using the thing that Nigeria is too mature to accept a Muslim ticket. That became the quickest excuse available for Muhammadu Buhari. Not because Muhammadu Buhari cared any bit about Muslim things. When he came to power as a military head of state, his second in command, Chief of Staff, Supreme Headquarters, Brigadier General Tunde Idiagbo, was not only just a Muslim, but the father migrated from Daura in Katsina State. In an interview, I think that was about the only one that he granted to the Punch newspaper, and yours sincerely was on that mission. He admitted. So when Muhammadu Buhari now made this claim, it was the quickest, quickest excuse, and people bought it. Oh, of course, Bola Tinubu was not too happy. But he had to go there. But of course, he got his satisfaction because he nominated who now was taken as vice president. That is Professor Yemi Osinbajo. And a few weeks to when we were to enter into the 2019 general election, we knew the problem that Professor Yemi Osinbajo faced when suddenly the social medias are agog with 5 billion or how much that was sent to him, or is it his account or to him, from the FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Services. And who was in charge of Federal Inland Revenue Services then was a nominee of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. We are talking of Fola, who is now being squeezed by EFCC. And the trouble of Osinbajo became mammoth as of that time, which was fully interpreted by those who are initiated, those who would understand the running mechanism of the Nigeria political fraudulent terrain. What did we find out? His traverse were not with that coming from a camp. And even that was before the president did his own. Most of the responsibility of the vice. Okay. But let me establish it. I have been saying it before and I will say it again today. The vice president office, the Nigeria vice president, is one office that is not allocated any constitutional responsibility except the one that says he will be the head of the economic team. Please read that proviso properly. It says subject to the approval of the president. That was the only assignment constitutionally given to him. The vice president of Nigeria is nothing but, according to the 1999 constitutional method, is nothing but a spare tire. And until one of the 4 tires of your car has problem, the spare tire is never to be touched, not to even be seen in the morning. So let us leave that. So, but Bola Tinubu is now speaking, and he now said that Nigerians are tired of austerity. It's not today we are hearing of austerity. Austerity measures were introduced in the beginning when the military came to power. And when Obasanjo was to round up everything as a military head of state, he did not do without introducing his austerity, of course. When Yaradua, then the number 2 man to him, chief of staff, superior quarters, launched Operation Feed the Nation, he said we should not waste food, which was the proper advice. So Bola Tinubu is reminding the present government under President Muhammadu Buhari that Nigerians are tired of austerity. He introduced something. Don't be preaching to the people. They are dying. For the first time he spoke. But what are the instruments of that powerful speech? Because to that little extent, people applauded him because here was a man that he will know what to say, but he will not say it because, one, he formed the government that came to power. 2, his ambition to take over. If he rattled the status quo ante, his ambition might be collapsing sooner than taking off. So, but now he spoke in Kano, in his birthday, which he transferred. Maybe the little things I will say here, he said, it is time to put stimulus in place. This is no time for austerity. I hope you listen carefully. This is not the time to constrain the economy. This, excuse me, this is the time to create the opportunity. If you hear America spending $1.9 trillion and they are not looking back and they are still asking for $3 trillion for infrastructure and renewed and creating jobs, and your own unemployment rate is 33%, and you ask us to keep on fasting, we are not fasting anymore. We have been fasting for many years. I hope the National Assembly, I hope the President himself will not pay attention to austerity. I think this is enough message. Bola, we thank you. But will this change anything? Will this change anything? I am afraid it might not change anything. Then there's this one, what do you call it? This Shaga something, which is the workers' capital. That is why I call them villages.
In UAE?
Eh?
Still in UAE?
Yes. I call them villages. The United Arab Emirates, I call them 8 villages. But they have done a wonderful job. That they are leading in the world today in nearly everything. Except Ants and Amamat. They don't go into that. They know how to invite, they know how to entertain visitors, they know how to ask you to bring your thing, we'll keep it for you. It is not as easy. Though Nigerians have acquired a lot of things in the UK, but the ease with which you get it done in Dubai is more than the UK or other countries put together. Now, These highlights are part of the report on the UAE, couplet of the three countries, Nigeria, UAE, and the UK, comparative study of fixing illicit finances flow, which was submitted to the executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Mr. Abdul Rashid Bawa, last Wednesday. Yes, that was when it happened. And now, the report, which was commissioned by an anti-corruption group, Human and Environmental Development Agenda, HEDA, but researched and compiled by Professor Gbenga Oduton of Kent University. It might not be so comprehensive, but please pick what is said there because they are the pointers to where we are going. Now, although the report did not reveal the identity of the politically exposed persons with the access in Dubai, chairman of HEDA, Olarewaju Sarah, who spoke with the nation on the telephone last night, said, "We have left it to EFCC to unravel them. It is so sad that our funds are being looted and start abroad. We are not even talking of assets in UAE identified with some military officers." So the report compiled here now, we shall come to them. Military officers are not included. I wouldn't know why this organization will not include the military officers. And I would equally exonerate them if they could not. Because of all the ones identified in the past. For example, the immediate past chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, it was alleged that he had properties that were running to millions in Dubai. And the man came to say that he even acquired those properties before he became of chief staff. Where did he get the money from? Because a little historical background check will tell you that he wasn't from that very, very fabulously rich family. But we are not going to look into that. So this may be the reason why the military officers were not included. That's number one. Number two, could it be that somebody is afraid of the military officer that if you include their name, these people have a way of sticking back? I don't know. But let us move ahead. The report, which was obtained by, let me leave this. Let me go to those flat points. A 2012 report stated that Nigeria had invested up to $6 billion in real estate in Dubai over 3 years. That was 2012. So from 2012 to now, it keeps increasing because, listen to this, corrupt Nigerian airlines have managed to evade detection, not detention. Detection, and massively invested into the UAE property market, particularly in Dubai, because every property in Dubai is highly rated all over the world. Because if you go to the remaining places, you have Libo, you have all this one. But Dubai, everything is prime. As argued by Balebe Pace, we know that the criminal and corrupt set up boat holes around the world in which to stash their dirty cash, with Dubai being a favored spot for many. Dubai is also a preferred destination for trade-based money laundering and political corruption money laundering from Nigeria, precisely because the city is seen as a soft touch for PEPs, that is politically exposed personality, and the associates. There is deliberate orchestration to make Dubai an Eldorado for property investors looking for place to store wealth, considering that construction and real estate sectors in UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, right, contributed 20% to GDP as of 2016. We don't have the time because there are many things I would love to read. What I would do, they even mention to us the numbers of senators, their houses, the numbers of this, their houses. And I can tell you what you have here is not comprehensive. It's not comprehensive. Because the big fat money that the legislators are making out of Nigerian, which we complain about, when a senator will be taking away about 30 million in a month, whereas the police officer, the policeman guiding him with gun, the policeman who is willing to take his life for the senator, the policeman, for example, there was problem in Anambra State a few days ago. Soludo was the one planned to be eliminated by whoever knows. God and security agencies of Anambra will tell us later. But Soludo escaped. What happened to 3 of his security men, policemen? They were killed. So why a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is taking away not less than 30 million every month from your money, my money? The policeman who is taking his life to guide him to safety is taking away less than 30,000 naira a month. How close to justice would you compare this? Will this not be even enough reason why the creator of heaven and earth that created man will not be too happy with Nigerians? And the senators we are talking of allowances accumulated together to the salary, which was 700 and something thousand naira a month. They aggregated all the allowances for them. Sitting allowance, non-sitting allowance, toilet allowance, toilet roll allowance, newspaper allowances, hard time allowances, non-sleeping allowances, and all together. And yet, they are doing nothing. So what do they do with the money? They move outside Nigeria. And they go to Dubai. And of course, let me put it on record. If you have enough influence, you can pay all your cash in naira. Because at the end of the day, they still receive their salary in naira. You can pay all the cash in naira to some specialized money launderer or money laundering ventures, which goes by the name of Bureau de Change. And once you pay them, if you like, give them, if you have 500 million, if you have 1 billion naira, and you are able to give it to them, your cash, equivalent dollar, is waiting for you in Dubai. If you don't know, please go and meet and cross-check. These are facts of life. So how would they not saturate the whole world with that? I think on this ground, I will do one thing. It's a promise. This evening, the whole of this story picked will go onto my website. So if you are willing to go there, but let me read what that Abdul Rashid Bawa, the chairman of the EFCC, said while receiving the report. He said, I want to assure you that we are going to study the report to add value to those areas where it is within our mandate. Within our mandate, please. Because the man will go beyond his mandate. We will look at it and ensure that justice is done. The country has been cheated for quite a long time. People saddled with the responsibility of governance in this country have succeeded in doing it selfishly by taking these funds out of the shores of this country. He promised it is one thing for properties to be taken to the UAE and the UK. It is another thing that we here in Nigeria are ensuring that you don't have this opportunity to take them out in the first instance. That is why we want to be proactive in our approach to law enforcement and fight against corruption in the country. All the people that are taking these funds out of the shores of the country are not doing that alone. There are conspirators, engineers helping them, professionals are helping them, accountants and financial institutions are helping them. We are not trying to look at what happened before, but we are determined the future will be better. This is the promise of Abdul Rashid Bawa. And then, of course, part of our mandate to ensure that processes of crime are identified and repatriated for the benefit of Nigeria. It is not an easy task. It is something that cut across jurisdiction. The UK and the UAC and UAE have their own laws, processes, and procedures. But we have a lot of bilateral and multilateral agreements that we are signatories to discuss about issues of information sharing, investigation, as well as repatriation. We wish him the best of luck. That is, if he can
get it.
Can reach there. He has promised you. The young man has promised. The young man said a few weeks ago that any day he receives a instruction to carry out something against his conscience, he will resign. And each time I discuss with him, I can see and feel his radicalism. But will the young man be able to take it to that point? As close as we are, I may want to say I adapt it. But for now, let us give him the benefit of that. Because I'm privy to some investigations he carried out before he attained this position now. When he was even in charge of the starting point, Zona Head in Ibadan. He carried out some investigations which were so daring. And if you look at his input in the investigation of Desani and Co, he tried his best. But will he have the gut? Will he be so audacious to say, no, this is my conscience? I want to open the line. But let me not do that without saying this. When I was congratulating Tafa Balogun when he was appointed Inspector General of Police, I congratulated him, and of course, he made a statement on his appointment. He said that, because that was the time that Bola Ige, then Attorney General of the Federation and Minister for Justice, was killed in Ibadan, in his own house in Ibadan. So, Tafa Balogun, when he was appointed, he now made a vow. He said, I will get the killers of Bola Ige. And he was applauded, of course. That is to be expected. Then I called him, then I said, Tafa, congratulations, no, IG. Is this what I hear you promising? He said, yes. I said, okay. What happens if you discover that the killers of Bola Ige are those who employ you, are your employers? How would you be able to carry that act? No answer from him, and no more further comment from me today. So I wish all of us, let's go. Adu.
So,
are you still there? If you are still there, do what you know how to do best. Don't put the line. But don't forget, knowledge drop balls will come later.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's just take the calls right away. 0809 234 5913. You can also call us on 0809 222 0913. And make sure you turn off your radio and ensure that volume is reduced. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Peter from Ikorodu.
Peter from Ikorodu, go ahead. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
I salute you with respect, my brother.
Yeah. On your program.
Yes, sir.
Bawa, when I mentioned what is going on in Lagos State.
Yes, sir.
He said, either me or someone on the program. He said that immediately they receive a petition,
yes,
they will switch into action. The mess that is going like toll gate and all the contact in Lagos State, the bid and all of them, we don't know the amount up to today. The amount of the contact before awarding and after completion, nothing was done. So, does anybody need a petition to investigate that?
Okay, Peter, thank you very much.
We don't need any petition.
You ask a question, do you want answer?
I'm doubtful how he's going to perform.
You ask a question, Peter. Do you want answer? Okay, Peter does not want answer.
Hello?
You have to base petition.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Anita from Yaba.
Hello, Anita. Go ahead, join the conversation.
My question is on Soludo.
Go ahead.
The the year between 2007 and 2008 on the issue of water banks, that was FEDCO and SEPTEC. I was one of the investors with many retirees and severance public servants.
Okay.
Dr. Soludo froze or freeze our policy to Nigeria CBN. And I think with this act, he will not win any election in Nigeria. No way. Even if he will, no peace for him.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, we'll not be able to take that kind of comment on radio because I know you have grievances, but we have to be guided as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
Hello, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
my name is John Baba.
Hey, Dambaba, how are you today? Go ahead.
I'm good.
All right, go ahead, join the conversation.
The
Dambaba.
Guru, I think the statement made by Tinubu, I think the man was trying to be diplomatic and try to play safe.
Right.
To me, I would advise Mr. Tinubu not to run. Everyone will have every right to run for anything
Okay.
or whatever position in this country.
Okay.
Because his party, who, like he rightly said, with other people created, have created a lot of problem in this country. How is Mr. Tinubu going to campaign to ordinary Nigerians like that, Baba? If not only, even my northern, my fellow northern citizen who people believe they are a gullible follower, have known better now. A lot of.
Oh, we lost him? Oh,
Yes, we did lose
you're
his call.
making a very
Dambaba,
good
please, go
point.
ahead.
Thank you.
Hello? You need to turn off your radio, please. Turn off your radio when you call us. Let me give you the numbers again. 0809-234-5913. 0809-234-5913. Bugizi on Twitter says, Lagos talks high. I think the main duty of clergymen is to win souls, preach peace, and bring circa to dying souls. But Niger MOGs are different. Instead of bringing Easter hope, they are castigating the government without giving solutions. One was boasting of buying the third jet in the pandemic.
How does that relate to the issue we are discussing? How do? You know you're my reader.
It goes on to say,
I don't know how to read. How does this relate to the issue we are discussing?
well, because of the statement of
Who?
Bakari and Gumi.
Okay. They visited, Gumi visited Papa Basojo.
Yes, with some other leaders of the North.
Deliberately, I didn't pick it up for discussion. Let's move the ministry forward. Please, go ahead.
Bugizi still continues to say, Asiwaju hasn't thrown his hat to run for 2023. Why are we analyzing it? So I disagree with the Guru saying PMB stopped Tinubu for VP in 2015. He's convinced by Bukola Saraki and co. that he's being convinced by Bukola Saraki and co. that prevailed. But still, Tinubu brought in his political son into the race.
Okay, when he was convinced, what happened? Muhammadu Buhari said Nigeria will not accept Muslim ticket. So why are you digging around? This is what I said, and please go and check the facts if you are privy to those people.
Well, Adebanji is saying that he thinks he says, hello sir, it was Senator Bukola Saraki that brought the Muslim ticket to drop Tinubu, not PMB himself. Okay, let's take calls now. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Obi from Sule.
Obi from Surulere. Good to have you. Go ahead, join us.
Yeah, likewise. Good morning. I've been listening to you for quite a while.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
We are quite. We enjoy what you give to us.
Thank you, sir.
I want to comment on the Air Force personnel that lost their lives.
Yes, please go ahead.
It's really painful. Those are really small things. Flight lieutenants, most likely under 30. It's very sad.
Yes.
On the other hand, could you one way or the other reconcile what Boko Haram said with what Nigerian Air Force said. On one hand, I agree, 15,000 feet is very high. Boko Haram don't have the equipment to shoot down aircraft at that height, at least from all their videos we've seen. I've not seen them carry any surface-to-air missiles or whatever. It's just the anti-aircraft machine gun.
Okay, please,
then on the other hand, Boko Haram is showing wreckage of the same aircraft Air Force said they couldn't shoot down. One way I'm thinking, were the aircraft actually as high, flying as high as the Air Force said, for it to come down, or for Boko Haram to display the wreckage, or just one way or the other, could you help us just reconcile both of them? But once again, it's very sad, it's painful. We've lost two very, very young, promising boys.
Okay, thank
you.
And the Air Force should also, Alpha Jet is outdated, it's a relic. In other countries, it's in the museum or it's in their aircraft scrapyard. You should, don't put people in no layers and put them in the sky. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, are you still there?
No, he has dropped off the call.
Okay. I would have loved two of us to discuss this. If by the time we go off air, if you can call, please, I want to ask a few questions because you spoke with authority of somebody who belonged. Meaning there are a lot of knowledge I could inherit from you. Please, when we go off air, call me on this number I want to give now, please. 0906. Am I right? I almost forgotten it. 0906 887 0014. Yes. 0906 887 0014. Please, because you have better knowledge on the mechanism of the operation because you spoke with authority or somebody who belonged to. Thank you.
Okay, so let me move on to WhatsApp now. It says, I think Nigeria is like a couple trying to get pregnant, but both players are using contraceptives without the knowledge of each other. Instead of the man to do the do, he keeps snoring, and instead of the wife to, okay.
He's taking us to another
class that
we are not.
He said, how will they get pregnant? On people saying Nigeria needs help, that we can't help ourselves. It's like the same couple looking for children and asking a neighbor with 5 kids to help him get his wife pregnant. He said, what will happen if the child grows up? He'll turn to quote-unquote Omale. All these so-called advanced countries have their problems too. The difference is managing the problems. The truth is all leaders and citizens have a role to play, and we want to move forward. Okay. His allegory, though, was very interesting.
It is. But that will be taking us to a classroom that we are not prepared to enter now.
Okay, let me read some more WhatsApp messages
do.
from the platform. So this person says, good morning, my honorable youth leader. This is your chorister boy in Festac. He says, one question I would like to answer, or like you to answer, if you can, is the Nigerian Air Force jet that crashed, does it have options for the pilots to eject from the craft if it really was a technical issue?
Yes.
And his name is Esuaike Bishop, I think.
Okay, I don't know his name. But let us get it right. The Nigerian Air Force has said body of one of them was intact. Then the other one, it is possible because every aircraft, mostly the fighters' aircraft, they have facility for you to eject. It is possible, it could be possible that he had ejected, but where he landed, one wouldn't know. Because if you are ejecting out of that atmosphere, you are supposed to come on ground almost safely. That is if you are not hanging on top of tree. That is if you are not landing where a hungry lion is. That is if you are not landing in the Atlantic Ocean or something like that. So the fact that the Nigerian Air Force said one body was intact, but that shows possibility And if that is the case, that also can happen. Either the jet is shot at or technical problem. That few seconds of giving you the opportunity where you know that every hope is lost professionally to eject. Please go ahead.
Okay, still on WhatsApp. This one is from Astag. It says, "Good morning, Adu and the Guru." It says, "Tinubu's speech is all political. There's no sincerity in it. He's only seeking people's attention for 2023. He says, we are wise now."
Okay.
Adegboiga says on WhatsApp, "I am beginning to understand the more reason why politicians and elites of the country go on medical trips abroad. It is more than having a standard hospital in Nigeria, or lack of trust or fear of interference and manipulation that could lead to their death." Okay, I think he's saying lack of trust, fear of interference and manipulation that could lead to their death is why they are going to receive treatment abroad.
Let's maybe we hold it here for now. Maybe we hold it here because, please, Easter message again. Kuka hits federal government says Nigeria troubles increasing steadily. It's a very, very vital story that concerns the whole country. I promise you, by the grace of God, this is not supposed to be dispensed at the quarter of Money Digest. But tomorrow, by the grace of God, I'll bring this story. Then there is another story also, which I would equally want to bring tomorrow. I'm bringing this because of what you've just read that now. Say the fear of something made Nigerian politicians and the elite to travel abroad. Yinka Odumaki's death, I smell a rat, should be investigated. Bangboshi said this. How correct is Bangboshi? Many people die. Not all of us will live up to 100 years. Some will even die before a year old. So, and there was no guarantee or grant before Odumaki died that Odumaki would die young or will live to 100 years. Why would you want to question? Maybe the thought of this person is what this other one has just spoken about now. The thought of this person is that why would Odumaki want to become he was taken to LASUT, Lagos State University Hospital, when he knows that one of those he criticizes very much is always he has much interest in Lagos. Maybe this is what he's saying, but I don't believe that he dies because his time is up. So I just want to clear this. The other one of Kuka, tomorrow I will deal with it very, very richly. So pardon, we will carry that over. Go ahead.
Okay, let's take a few more. This one is still on WhatsApp. That says, "Good morning, sir. It is sad to hear that this is happening, losing our personnel to die. Sorry, it's sad to hear this happening, losing our personnel to die due to an outdated aircraft while we waste money where it is not for just reasons." This person didn't put his or her name.
That plane that crashed, that Air Force plane that crashed in Abuja immediately after taking off, we were told it's 42 years old. But that is not to say that 42 years old plane cannot be flying. It all depends the maintenance given.
And the avionics that have been upgraded.
So it all depends. But the man who spoke, whom I am now begging, sir, if you are listening to me, I still want you to call me on the number given to you, 0906-887-0014, when I go off air. Because you have a lot of information that I will tap from. Go ahead.
Mr. Okbekende from Ijegun says, "It's so pathetic on the prison break this morning, but some people from a certain part can never develop without condemning this evil act. If this happens in the West, the people will condemn immediately Tinubu. People will immediately condemn Tinubu, but when it comes to the East, they'll hide evil among themselves." Okay, Kende, I don't understand your message, and I think I might just have to share some of your thoughts because of sensitivity. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Obiano, go ahead. Oh, apologies, your line got bad there. Hello, good morning.
Adu,
Hello, good morning.
good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Where is Baba? My line went off.
Okay, Dambaba. Yes, real quick, in 1 second.
I was saying that it's not just Tinubu. I think contesting on that APC-led federal government will be difficult come 2023. I want to advise every APC member, their governors and the president to start building the image of the party, what they believe in. Because if you check their manifesto or whatever, it's so beautiful. It's just that they fail to build on it. And if they don't, winning 2023 election will be very, very, very difficult for them. It's high time they start fixing this country before talking about, I want to be president, I want to be this and that. It's annoying. Personally, it's annoying. They even fix our economy back to the way they made it. If they cannot, move it forward, then we can consider them maybe voting them for councillor or chairman come 2023. But to me, they're not even qualified to be our man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so before we go to knowledge
What's the
drop
last
box.
thing that we can pick from Twitter?
Yes, that's what I was just trying to peruse. Okay, let's just take this one from K's Oluwashel. It says, "Dear God, please don't be silent on Nigerian politicians. They've claimed so many lies indirectly. As we're talking now, many are dying as a result of bad governance, which resulted in the NARD strike." It says, "Oh God of vengeance, please do the needful to all the bad politicians." So.
You are welcome to this vital segment of this show because it's like the show is not complete without going to drop some knowledge into our marketplace so that they can be useful. Today, we want to talk about the League of Nations. When was it established and for what purposes? Is it dead or still in existence? Of course, it's dead. Now, the League of Nations, abbreviated as LON, was the first worldwide intergovernmental organization whose principal mission was to maintain world peace. Founded on January 10th, 1920, following the Paris Peace Conference that ended the First World War. It ceased operations. Of course, it was founded in 2020. The First World War ended in 1919, from 1940 to 1919. That was the time that the father and the mother of Adolf Hitler were eliminated. They were killed. They were victims of the First World War, which was why Adolf Hitler, even as a sergeant in the German army, grew some hatred for those he condemned to be responsible for that. But that's not the point now. The League of Nations was formed in order to maintain peace, in order to see that if there's any rift coming between nations to one nation or community, to resolve it. So it was founded in the year on January 10, 2020. It has its headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. And of course, till today, the United Nations organization that took over the place of League of Nations has headquarters also in Geneva, because Geneva had been picked as a literal land that every organization in the world must have their headquarters there. And it remained like that till today as we talk. Now, who formed it? Who formed it? We need to know who formed it. The person is Woodrow Wilson. Thomas Woodrow Wilson, born December 28, 1856, died February 3rd, 1924, was an American politician and academic who served as the 28th president of the United States of America from 1913 to 1921. He became a president a year before the World War I started. And of course, he left 2 years after the World War I ended. And that is why he played a very, very vital role in making sure that the League of Nations was formed. What are the success story and what are the failure story? We leave that till next week, Monday. This is your knowledge drop box. So with this, as we try to draw the curtain, as we are drawing the curtain now, I need to remind us that the managing director of the Nigeria Ports Authority, we shall speak this afternoon, and I will be able to, because I wouldn't want her to come on Tuesday or Wednesday, because such visitors are created specially for this occasion. So when it will be favorable, I will let you know. But again, my apology is beyond her powers, because the place she was as of yesterday evening, there was no way she could find herself from that place to either Abuja or to Lagos. And there was no way he could have made the first flight from that place to get to Lagos. So apology from her, apology from the guru. Having said that, of course, you follow me on Twitter. The Twitter handle is at Godwin_Buebu. It's BUEBU. Then also Godwin Etakiwebu Facebook. There is a page created on Facebook. We can enhance the discussion there. That is Vetra Column. Then, of course, my website, I've quoted it before, and I will say it again today, www.godwintheguru.com. Then the telephone number, and again, is 0906 887 0014. 0906 887 0014. But by the grace of God, by the special grace of God, I shall be here tomorrow, Tuesday. I shall be here on Wednesday for Money Digest. And I promise you, the Kuka story, we need to properly interrogate it, because from the presidency, some vellum-like statements are coming out, hitting at the man again. What did the man say? Did he say something that is wrong or what? What did he say? We shall come to all that. And until Monday or tomorrow or Wednesday, please keep yourself out of trouble. And bye-bye.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.